Here we go, heading into roster update number 3 of MLB The Show 24. And we've seen some big-time performances, meaning some new diamonds come this Friday's update. So let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think is getting upgraded this week? Who do you think is getting downgraded this week? And generally, as always, if you guys do enjoy the videos, leave a like down below. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. And let's get into this big roster update predictions. As always, a quick disclaimer to talk about the quick sell values. It's not all about a player going up to diamond or up to gold. It's the incremental upgrades as well. You see the quick sell chart, there's lots of stubs to be made on an 80 going to an 83. And investing couldn't be simpler. You just go to a player that's been performing very well and you put buy orders in on those cards. You get the more, the merrier, and you wait till their overall goes up in the new update. So let's begin, because we have lots to talk about, and we're starting with the Baltimore Orioles. There's a lot here. Corbin Burnes, at least 2 points. He's got Cy Young stuff this year, and there's stubs to be made if he gets up to an 87. 10.4 K9 since the last update. Definitely deserving of a boost. His teammate Gunnar Henderson, a beefy versus right boost. He got 7 homers against righties since the last update. On top of that, he's got a 20% walk rate since last update, totaling to a 12% on the year. So discipline also going to get a big, healthy buff. So I love Gunnar Henderson. Of course, there's steps to be made right there as well. Mountie, he's putting together a nice, solid season. He needs a versus righties buff, and I think he's easily going to go gold. Just needs 1 point, as you see right there. And finally, Gray Rod. He's edging on gold. If he gets better K stuff, gets that whip chipped down a little bit more, I think he can get gold for now. We'll say 78. Boston Red Sox, Nick Pivetta. He's back healthy, and he's been pretty good. His overall season numbers are talking diamond, but maybe not quite yet. 12.3 K9 with a 200 opponent batting average since the last update. Keep an eye on him. We'll say an 84 right now, but a great investment opportunity long term. Not to mention the short-term stubs you're basically guaranteed to make. Talk about Tanner Houck right here for the Red Sox. One more, maybe. I'll say an 83 overall. He needs more Ks, and he'll get there. Every other skill's been fantastic. I really like long-term Tanner Houck, and again, a guy that does not go for very much. Rafi Devers. He's blasting balls. Potential lightning card for Season 2. He's carrying a 341 in a 537 ISO with 6 homers against righties, although he might lose some stuff against lefties. I don't know, that kind of defense, a +2 or something. It's tough to get diamond with that kind of defensive ratings, but we will see. Moving down, they're not done yet. Brennan Bernardino, one of the best non-closers in ball this year. Let's say a +2, +3. He shed walks a little bit more. He's easily going to get gold. Then finally, talking about Jared Duran, a fat power righty buff. He got a 225 ISO on the year. 300 since the last update. He's moving up a couple points as well. Yeah. Aaron Judge is going to get upgraded. All right. It's insane. 10 homers since the last update. He'll probably be like a 95. He might surpass Shohei in this update. His batting average, I think, is about 370. You know, he's still striking out a little bit, but my God, the sky is really the limit when it comes to his overall. And really, Juan Soto's as well. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets 90 plus this update, even with that abhorrent defensive stats, 58 fielding. He's just been so good, and Yankee fans, you better start buying those chicken tendy buckets so Brian No Cashman can afford Juan services for a decade to come, because he is worth every single penny. Nasty Nestor, give him gold. Nice bounce back here so far, and his K to walk ratio has been sharp, so I think +1 is easy for him. Talking about Anthony Volpe, another gold. Batting average over 315 since the last update, really slicing into that K percentage this season compared to last year. A good start to year number 2 for him. We're definitely not done. We've got Clark Schmidt. He's hurt right now. couple of weeks, about a month, but give him credit. 0.152 opponent batting average to a 10 K9 to 2.5 BB9 since the last update. He's been pitching great, 77, 78 overall right there. Lewis Gill, he used to be a Twin. We got Jake K for him. Good trade, Falvey. Great shit. I don't know. Is he going to get gold right here? The Mason Miller treatment? He's been Cy Young material. He's going to get damn near. Absolute incredible, really out of nowhere stuff from Luis right here. The walks are high, but everything else has been fantastic. Even walks, only 2.2 BB9 since this last update. Yeah, he's going to get a big buff. Stroman as well. He's just like, he's the perfect MLB The Show player. He didn't strike anybody out, but he's pretty good. He's got a whip at 0.77 since the last update, so give him credit. A lot of Yankees. We'll talk about no Rays, but one Blue Jay, the cover boy, Vlad Guerrero. He's not hitting for a lot of power. He started at third base the other day, but he's hitting over 300 versus righties on the year, over 400 since the last update. But he's slumping against lefties. The power hasn't been there. Maybe a +1. We'll see. We'll move things on to the White Sox, where, again, the guy we're talking about is the crotch rocket, Garrett Crochet. He shows. I'm thinking an 84 right here, but I could see Diamond. I mean, he goes for 1,500, which is a lot for an 81 overall card, but he's got an OBA, opponent batting average, of under 200 with 12 K9 to 1.99 walk ratio on the year. He's been so damn good. I don't know. I really think he deserves a fat boost. We'll see, but I'll say 84 for now. Move on to the Cleveland Guardians. Jose Ramirez, another possible Lightning card. Truly, one of the game's most underrated players. 314 batting average, 571 ISO with 5 homers against righty since the last update. Oh, and 375 batting average with a 333 ISO against lefties. Say 89 overall. He's been incredible and been a big cog to the Guards, really being so great this year. Talking about Emmanuel Clase, obligatory mention. He's been doing the same thing as he always does. Not striking out many, but not giving up walks, not giving up hits. Give him an 87 overall right here. Andres Jimenez, bit of a stinker right here. He goes for nothing. He's an 81. No eyes are on him. But he could sneak to Diamond. Maybe not this update, but soon. 302 batting average against lefties. Gets him a +2 this update. But all he needs is a bit of a power spurt, and he's there. He's blue. So definitely keep an eye on him right there. Tanner Boybe for the Guards. He's going to get a nice upgrade. Nice work lately. Whip is well under 1 since this update period. 1.4 walk 9 and 183 opponent batting average. He's a silver for sure, no doubt about it. And then David Fry, probably one of the biggest gainers in this roster update. He'd get gold, and I wouldn't be mad at it. He's been hitting so hot as of late. 355 batting average, 280 ISO, 457 since the last update. Those are his on the season numbers. Just incredible stuff. I'll say high silver. Tarek 90. I think he's earned it. He's still my Cy Young up until this point. Numbers just ridiculously good. He's got a whip at .88 on the season, ERA under 2. I think he's done all it takes. And again, when a player gets to 90 plus, they're at a higher threshold. They're not pulled as often. They're more rare. And again, you think about with the new season coming in, this is a pretty damn good card to start off when, team affinity is only 89 overall. So I think Tarek Skubal definitely has a reasonable gain in price for getting 90 plus right away. Kerry Carpenter, or Kerry Bonds as I like to call him. Gold him, 391, 652 ISO with 3 homers against righties. Got an OPS over 1,000 against right-handers on the season. He's been crushing it. He'll get to gold easily. Jack Flaherty, he's so back. And he's so gold. A 12.8 K9 with the 1.9 BB9 OBA under 200 since the last update. He's looking like his Cardinals days, 2019 Jack Flaherty. And then finally Matt Vierling, another guy that definitely is going to get a ton of points, a ton of love, and he deserves it. He's one of the game's hottest hitters right now. Should get up near a silver, if not there, at a 75. Bobby Witt Jr., He's hitting 339 against righties with 3 homers. I think he's close to getting that 90-plus threshold as well. He's got the speed, the defense to get there. Just a little bit more offensively. Not a ton of power so far this year. I think 6-7 home runs, but he's club of the baseball. He's coming up clutch. Big spots for the Royals. Talking about Seth Lugo. He needs a hit 9 boost badly. He's got a 211 opponent batting average of this year, which is way better than that 69 hit 9 would indicate. So let's say like an 82. As you see, he does pitch tonight, and he is going up against the Guardians, so we'll see how that goes. Again, with pitchers, we always have to remember one outing truly can derail someone from getting up to Diamond, and one outing can definitely be the difference of a guy getting an upgrade and getting a downgrade. So always check on what's happened since these update or roster update predictions go live on Tuesdays. So Freddie, for me here for the Royals, he's a lefty killer at catcher for him. 353 batting average of the season with 308 versus lefty since the last update. Make him a Royal Gold, a +2. I like it. Then Cole Reagans, not quite gold. Excellent spell since this update period. 12 K9 to 3 BB9. A little high OBA under 2. We'll say 79, but to be honest, this is a real Diamond threat long term. I think he's got all the makeup to do so. And all it took was a $2.5 million flyer on Aroldis Chapman. See, teams, Twins, anybody, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and pick up a player because you never know what's going to happen come the trade deadline. Griffin Jax, talking about a Twin here, has been one of the best relievers in baseball this year. He's been super underrated. 33 strikeouts to 7 walks with a 169 opponent batting average this season, a .26 whip. With 10 strikeouts, no walks since last update. He's getting gold for sure. Definite stubs to be made right there. Going over to the Houston Astros, King Tuck, Kyle Tucker. It's close. He's hitting 350 with 475 ISO, 6 homers versus righties. But he's 0 for 20 against lefties. Just hitting 218 on the season. So I don't think 90 plus is coming here. I don't know if he gets an upgrade at all, because lefties is going to have to go down with those numbers. We'll move over to Josh Hader. He's back. He's really back. 15 strikeouts to 1 walk in the last 9 innings with a 129 opponent batting average. He's got a 1.33 ERA since April 16th. He had a rough 2 weeks, and then he's been back to probably the best closer in baseball. So he should get a healthy boost, a healthy buff, even though his price is already reflected on it. And then Jake Myers is 79. He's easily going to get gold. He's hitting 311 on the year versus righties, 373, 216 ISO with 3 homers. Since the last update, he needs a point. He'll definitely get it right here. Moving on over to Seattle. Andres Munoz, he's back to gold. He, again, much like Josh Hader, had a struggle to start the season. 14 K9, 1.3 BB9, 200 opponent batting average. Extremely sharp, extremely gold, a +2 to an 80 overall. Moving on over to the Texas Rangers. Corey Seager, again, a guy who got off to a slow start. Good Christ, 8 homers since the last update. 3 or 4 of them against my Twins. But, hey, who won the series? Okay, who won the championship? Shut the fuck up. It'll happen eventually for the Twins, I'm sure of it. My sweet lord, he's back. I don't know if he gets 90 overall right here, but 89 for sure. So if you have him, I would not be selling him, in other words. Moving on down to Jose Leclerc. Again, a guy who kind of struggled. But I do think his ERA is not reflective of how good he's been, because his skills have been sharp. 10 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 3 walks, and an opponent batting average of under 100 since the last update. He'll get back up to a silver right here, and we'll get things over to the National League, where you've got a pair of 84s that you don't really know what's going to happen with. A lot of people think they're going to go Diamond. Chris Sale, again, I think he's a guy. He had a rough outing against Oakland his last time out, but otherwise he's not giving up any walks. His strikeouts are well over 10 K per 9. His hit 9 has been pretty low outside of that last start. If he has a good outing this next one, I think he gets it, but it's really contingent on that. And then the big bear, Marcell Ozuna. I didn't think it was possible for a guy with that kind of speed and fielding in the outfield to get Diamond, but damn it, he might. I don't know. 281 batting average, 313 ISO, 5 homers since the last update. But I don't really know what moves because his on-the-season numbers are pretty reflective of what he has in the game. I don't know. Use your best judgment. I think it's really on the fence. If he has a big last couple games, good Tuesday, Wednesday, you never know. He could get up there. Matt Olson, I do think he'll get a point or two. He struggled to begin the season. He's been looking a bit better. He's getting there. Nice last few weeks. Versus lefties could get a little bit of a boost, I think. We'll say an 83 overall. And Reynaldo Lopez, he's gold. He's been great this year. Again, he's a guy, his ERA is really good, but his strikeout per nine not incredible. His walk per nine not anything to write home about. But I do think he's done enough this last week to cut his walk nine down on the season, and he'll get gold. For sure. I think he's pretty much a lock. Moving on over to the Phillies. Not a whole lot of stuff to talk about at the ANL East right now, but a couple of new diamonds, and the first of which being Ranger Suarez, who's been outstanding this year. 12.6 K9 since the last update, moving on up to a 9.6 year to date with a 154 opponent batting average. He's got to get it. I mean, just hit 9 at K9. That's enough to get him +1, and I think there's a couple stubs to be made too, because he could get up to an 86. And then Matt Strom, I also think he deserves to be diamond. We talk about best reliever in baseball. He's been right in that conversation. 12.8 K9, 1.1 BB9 with a 169 opponent batting average. He's been sharp. He's been stellar. North Dakota represent. Not from North Dakota, but it's cool to see that some guys are coming from out of nowhere. Our neighbors to the west, I suppose. But I do think he should get diamond as well. Then we'll move over to the Nationals. Hunter Harvey. Golden. +2. I think that's easy enough. Nice season. K per 9 above 10. Walk per 9 under 2. And an opponent batting average under 200. He's got a 0.5 whip since last update. I think easily can get there. And good stubs to be made for silver to gold right here. Moving over to the Milwaukee Brewers, where we've got Freddie Peralta. I love this pick. There's nearly no risk. He's basically quick sell value right now, and he's got a 12.3 K9, a 2 BB9, 224 opponent batting average. Love him. Yeah, I love this pick. There's really not a lot of risk entailed, and I think he has a great shot of going diamond. So I like that pick. Moving over to Joey Ortiz. Rookie phenom. He's not given so much credit. People talk about the pitchers in the National League, but I think he's got a decent shot, or at least a hand in the ring of getting Rookie of the Year votes. He's been damn good this year, and I think he gets into the silver tier for sure. Of course, this is more of a long-term investment. Moving on over to the Buccos, we've got Paul Skeens. Is this the Mason Miller treatment? Is he going to get it? 11.5 K per 9, 1.5 BB9 with an opponent batting average of 0.148. He's been so fucking good, it's honestly a little infuriating. How do you have it so lucky? You get that kind of stash, those kind of stats, and live you done. Good Lord. How much luckier can one man get? And then also another rookie for them, Nick Gonzalez at a 68 overall. So not Nick Gonzalez, although Joey Bart's been pretty good since he moved over to Pittsburgh. Nick Gonzalez. He got the top Snell card. Another stud rook. He's hitting 333 since last update. He'll creep into the 70s for sure. The Cardinals. Sonny Gray. His walks are a bit high, a little above 4 walk per 9 since last update. Everything else is great. Near 14 K per 9 with the opponent batting average at 150. Excellent. +1, maybe 2. Fuck it. And then Mason Wynn, talk about him. He's hitting 345 against righties since last update, 320 on the year. And he's also hitting 300 and above against lefties since last update. Easy silver for him. And finally, Gorm. Nolan Gorman has been crushing it. I think, 5 home runs last 6 games or something crazy like that. He's got 324 batting average with the 500 ISO against righties and 3 homers against lefties. A big buff here right on the brink of silver, but probably not quite yet. We will see. Moving on over to the Rockies. Zeke Tovar. he's putting up some nice stuff there in Colorado. 343 average with a 277 ISO, 9 extra base hits versus righties. He's knocking on the door to gold, not quite yet. Gonna take a little bit more. The Dodgers, Freddie Freeman, doesn't get as much talk there now that he's in LA when you got Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani on your team, but a +1, maybe even 2. Probably needs a good buff against righties. He's hitting over 330 batting average against him on the season, so I like him to get an upgrade. We will talk about 90+. Of course, them getting up has potential of their price going up, but them going down into the 80s really plummets their value. So we're going to talk about really the whole landscape of 90+ right after we get done with the San Francisco Giants. Here we have Will Smith. I love this pick. 2,600. There's at least 400 stubs to be made on every Will Smith, and I think he's pretty much a lock to get up to diamond. 3 homers with a 289 ISO versus righties since the last update, and he's hitting 300 against lefties. 415 on the season against southpaws with an ISO at 377. I love that pick right there. And Blake Trinan, he's healthy, and man is he good. 12.7 K9, 0 walks. I'll say a fat +3. He deserves it. Moving on over to the Padres, really interesting team when it comes to roster updates. Ha-Seong Kim, he's stealing some bases. I think 5 since this last update. He might do it, and there's really 0 risk. Again, at 1,200 quick sell value, he's hitting 308 versus righties since the last update. And against lefties, 286 batting average and ISO with a pair of homers. Only 13% strikeout percentage too. I don't know. He's worth a shot, especially considering there's no risk. So remember that. Bare minimum, I think he gets up to an 84. We'll talk about Robert Suarez. Give him gold. A whip under 0.8 year to date, and his strikeout stuff has been looking better. I think he's getting gold for sure, although the market has already moved on him. Here we go. Luis Arraez. Yes, he did get hurt. I'm not too sure how long he's going to be out, but he's hitting 514 versus righties since last update, 344 against lefties, and get this, he has a strikeout percentage of 2.8 since the last update. I mean, how could that not be maxed out vision? That's utterly ridiculous. So I think he's getting gold for sure. Also, Jurickson Profar. Would you believe me, heading into the season, if I told you Jurickson Profar would have a 920 OPS, be top 10 in baseball in June? Yeah, this guy can't leave the Padres. This is the only team he does these kind of numbers on. Matt Waldron, he's a 68 no more. The knuckle fucker has risen. He's back. He got 10.9 K9 with a 1.5 BB9. Batters can't hit it. Catchers can't catch it. He's going to get an upgrade. Probably like a 71, 72 overall. But it's going to be valuable as the lone knuckleballer in the game right now. Then Jeremiah Estrada. Realistically, he could get, Lord no, a plus 15 into the 70s right here. He's 18.2 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, a whip at 0.7. He's been, utterly ridiculous, truly. And then the Giants, Patty Bailey, he's hitting near 300 year to date and 350 since last update. We'll say an 82 overall right here, but definitely put him on Diamond Watch. And let's check out the landscape of 90+. Again, guys that, as you saw with Corey Seager, once he went down into the 80s, his price really took a hit. If you take a look at the marketplace trends, he was well over 70,000, and now I think I bought him the other day for like 23,000. So he really took a hit. And this is how I'd map it out. Shohei Ohtani, of course, no risk of him going down. Mookie Betts, the same with him. Mike Trout is hurt, so he can't move. Aaron Judge, the only risk is that he goes into the hundreds. Fernando Tatis, there is a slight risk, although I don't think he will go down. Of course, he only needs a -1 to get into the 80s and get at the higher pull rate. Ronald Acuna Jr. is really questionable. Of course, he went down with an injury. He's out for the season, but he was not playing near MVP standards this season. I don't know if they're just going to say, forget about it. You know, we'll just leave him at 90 for the end of the year. I think that's what'll happen, but use your best judgment. And then the rest of the field, of course, Strider and Garrett Cole. Spencer Strider, he's inactive for the rest of the year. Garrett Cole's yet to pitch. And then Yordan Alvarez has been on a heater these last couple of weeks. And Freddie Freeman, you know, he was on the update list, so we imagine he will be going up. And that's going to do it. A lot of names. A lot of upgrades here for this next roster update, so hopefully you guys can make a ton of stubs on this. I will for a second plug a couple channels that we're going to be doing, talking about real baseball. Of course, that's why I like doing the roster update predictions, because I actually get to talk baseball without regards to the video games. So check out these channels where we do have actual IRL baseball, and I'd really appreciate it. Let me know again who you guys think is going up, who's getting diamond this roster update, and thank you for watching.